Them goddamn liberals in Hollywood did it again with their woke liberal agenda. They turned Superman, an alien refugee from outer space that fights for humanity, into Superman, an alien refugee from outer space that fights for humanity. But that's not even the half of it. They made him less like this and more like this. Superman shouldn't be humane and thoughtful and caring and keeping of the peace. He should be half naked, beating up on people, and not having a shirt on.
People were going to die.
Let's get rid of this MAGA bullshit out the fucking way, because to be quite honest with you, it's absolutely right. This movie isn't about a half-naked man beating up people, not having a shirt on, and just having absolutely no emotion. This is about a superhuman alien refugee who migrates and assimilates and becomes more humane and becomes more of a human throughout the entirety of the movie. And we will be talking about it right now. The reality of this Superman movie skips the classic origin story and goes straight into the meat and potatoes. Starting with Superman getting his teeth kicked in by some of Lex Luthor's genetically modified monstrosities, then dragged through the snow by Krypto, the super excited, super bad boy, good boy dog. The thing that I like about Superman in this film is that, again, he doesn't feel like he's robotic or someone with no emotion. In fact, it's the exact opposite. This film is filled with great personality, providing some funny one-liners and not being afraid to show his frustration when being interviewed by Lois Lane. That scene itself shows the excellence in Lois Lane's journalism and Superman's desire to protect humanity, even if it means stepping over governmental oversight or the normal ways that we as humans would become diplomatic. His version of diplomacy is very much leave the innocents alone or you'll have to deal with me, when talking to a very obvious authoritarian dictator, who, by the way, is bought out by Luthor. I'm just going to keep giving just brief descriptions of this whole thing just because it's very short. You're going to love the movie when you see it. But speaking of Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult did a tremendous job as being Luthor, showcasing his envy and rage towards Superman perfectly, while the script shows perfectly how well Lex is the super genius in the room. His plans felt like it had no failsafe, and no matter how many times I thought it was going to be thwarted, the plan never did. This man was as calculated as he is ruthless and cruel, not afraid to take the lives of people that care about Superman, or even imprisoning people that just said mean things or negative things about him. This movie really does portray perfectly how Lex Luthor is supposed to be, taking matters into his own hands. He doesn't need Batman to do his dirty work for him, or even be a good guy turned bad. He's just an evil genius. Straight to it. And his plan almost goes through without a hitch, except for one major piece in this movie. And no, I don't mean Krypto. It's the point that gets hammered in very well in this film over and over and over again, and that is humanity. People, heroes, aliens, standing up for what is right. That's the biggest message that this movie offers, and it's shown perfectly, especially from Superman. While the Green Lantern, Valkyrie, and Mr. Terrific are attacking a monster in the city, for example, Superman focuses on protecting the people, making sure that with every punch, there's an equal catch to this beast, making sure that it doesn't hit any major buildings or even killing the thing. There is one moment where the monster does lay out some flames into the building, and a lot of people do get a little bit burnt from it or a little bit scorched from it, but he does take up the brunt of that heat nonetheless and still asks if people are okay. And it goes right back into the punching. In fact, it's Mr. Terrific that kills this beast, while Superman is wanting to either send it to an intergalactic zoo or humanely euthanize it, or even study it instead of internally blowing it up and destroying it. So, what exactly is making this movie woke? Well, what makes it woke, apparently, is the fact that Superman is more humane of a superhero than he is in previous film adaptations. I mean, hell, even Dean Cain is complaining about it, even though he hopes that the movie succeeds. Well, I hope you know that it is succeeding. Very much so. Then you got these stupid rednecks over here. Don't worry, he calls himself that. It's perfectly fine. Their whole identity over here is literally crying and complaining about movies not being at their standards. In this portion of the video, they're crying about men showing their emotions and having a different spin on the plot point of the film that puts their panties in a twist. If you don't believe me, I will show you.
I did not like this movie at all. This movie drove me crazy because Superman is very weak in the movie and he's always in a defensive state. Always.
So the first thing that we're going to start off with is that he's always in a defensive position. So let's just start off with this really quickly, just so you're perfectly clear with what I'm going to say to you. The reason as to why he's in the defensive position, and spoiler alert, is that he's fighting himself. Literally. He doesn't know this. In fact, you don't know this until the very end of the movie. Is it kind of like a cheap-ish ploy? Sort of, kind of. But the reason why I don't think it's a cheap ploy is because of the fact that in the comic books, there are versions of Superman that are not Superman. Bizarro is a perfect example of that. So this could be a potential forward position for Bizarro to come in and exist. That could be the case in the future of the DCU with James Gunn. But the fact that he's in the defensive is because he's continuously getting fought by people that are literally his strength. And they also fight a woman who, this woman has the ability to have nanites all over their body, inside their lungs, inside their eyes, clearing, inside their ears, basically deterring them from breathing, seeing, and having vision, or even speaking. That's how they were able to detain Crypto and put them in a pocket universe of purgatory and people being arrested and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know why he's upset about him being on the defensive. Plus, when you watch Superman actually fighting, he is, in essence, trying to protect the people while still doing offensive things. So when he fights, again, like I mentioned this before, when he fights monsters, he tries to make sure that the monsters don't hit the buildings or that the monster hurts other people. He purposely puts himself into harm's way while beating the crap out of them. Anyways, here's the rest of this.
It's not overly political or anything like that. They're not beating you over the head with the immigration stuff. None of that is happening. But when you start to pick it apart, it actually has a lot of elements where every man in this movie is weak and he cries. And
so he's just conflating. It's not true. The only person that actually cries in the film is his father. And his father is crying to Superman. And not his father Kal-El. His father is Clark. The reason as to why he is crying is because, one, he's super old and getting to the point where he's trying to emote his love and affection towards his son. It's very difficult to do so with that man at that age, at that generation. But he says how proud he is of Superman. And because of exerting that emotion for that old man, it brought him to tears. Because he's been wanting to say that for so long that he hasn't been able to actually say that. I didn't know that an old man crying is a problem. I didn't know that was a terrible thing. I guess that when old men cry, when their family members pass away, they're pussies, I guess. I don't know. I guess this guy just never had the opportunity to hear from his father that, his father loved him or that his father was proud of him or anything of the sort. So I guess if you cry, you're a pussy. Speaking of which, they love the fact that this movie has women in heels and showing cleavage, to which Piers Morgan says, let's show a clip of Dean Cain as Superman from the TV show having two women on his arm fighting over who should fuck him. Do you not believe me? Well, let me show you.
Stop crying and start, just being
shagging.
Dean, I want to play you a clip. This is from you and Terry Hatcher in Superman, of course, the TV series. Let's take a look.
Hey, you got a place to stay tonight, son?
He can stay with me. Don't you think all the mirrors above the bed would keep him awake?
Count on it.
How hard can it be? Handsome, hot Superman, hot woman on his arm, another hot woman trailing after him. That's what you want at the movies.
Was Dean
Didn't know that that's what we wanted at the movies. Didn't know that that's what I wanted in my Superman, but apparently these old fucks know better than I do. This shows absolutely nothing of what Superman truly is, and here's the cherry on top for this whole situation. Spoiler warning, but the plot point that they're so mad about is where Kal-El's parents had a personal message for him that was damaged, and it stated something along the lines of, we love you, we're gonna die, or we're dead already, we're gonna be sending you to Earth so you can show them what being a Kryptonian is about, and providing the best image possible, kind of mantra thing. Well, Lex Luthor fixes the message after raiding his house, and the message continues saying something along the lines of take over Earth, have tons of kids, make a bunch of Kryptonians, have a bunch of harems. They say that in the movie. This makes the blonde boy in the middle pissed, and the loser redneck next to him mad too, yet they just watched a clip of Dean as Superman basically having 2 harems. These guys are literal rage baiters. They're perfectly content with stoking the flames because that's how they make their money at the end of the day. They say this in a video that the only way that this movie will gain success in their eyes is if it makes 600 to 700 million at the box office. And currently, per NBC, it is currently right now going to make about roughly $140 million in its opening. It already snares about $22.5 million in Thursday's preview. So I think it's going to be just fine. Plus, they're talking about the ratings not actually being important or anything else of the sort, even though they were using this against Snow White and saying, oh, this is being review bombed, so this is a really great thing. They continue to ask for people to review bomb them. So give that a try against Superman that has over 5,000 plus positive ratings, giving it a 94%. No amount of conserva losers will ever change that, so eat shit. Really quick thing from this stupid panel, because they say something that is absolutely just dumb and insane, but let's go for it.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah,
'Cause
he is always needing someone else's help.
Yeah.
Always.
Is that the best
Not
part?
only that, Ma and Pa Kent are stupid, dumb rednecks. And I'm from Alabama, so I get allowed to say that, okay? It's like my family is Ma and Pa Kent. They're stupid and they're dumb in this movie. And
You
as
are
a
a
person
stupid,
that
dumb
didn't-
redneck, Jeremy. I agree.
So, I mean, at least that guy was right on one thing. No, Mom and Pa are not stupid, dumb rednecks. They're just caring old family members. They're just caring parents that are living out their ways, living out their lives. They're checking up on their son. They're asking him how his day is. And Clark is just being extremely busy and excited for his news release. I don't understand where the stupid comes from. Where's the stupid? What, when his mom was taking care of him, when he had all that kryptonite poisoning, his father trying to console him while he's suffering from the kryptonite poisoning? What, when she called him asking him about his newspaper article on the front page? What, his father saying how proud he is and that he doesn't have to live the ways that his Kryptonian parents were thinking? That doesn't sound stupid to me. When his father says that you have the right to live your life. We just raise you, give you the tools that you need, and you go on your own way, and you go on your own life, and you experience the world that how you want to experience it, and the ways that you experience it changes your perspective on things, then so be it, I will still love you the same way. That doesn't sound stupid to me. The moral of the story is stop listening to these people when making your decision to watch a movie. If all they're going to do is complain, cry, and call something woke when it's not even in their own standards. It's a great movie, it's a great superhero movie, and it's a great Superman movie. Now I'm going to go to bed because it's 2 in the morning.